I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Podango. Too many podcasts, not enough time? Let the station directors at Podango sift through the mountains of podcasts to bring you the very best. Check out podango.com.
Can you hear me? Yeah, man.
You're very good. You're seasoned. You're very seasoned. Joining us today on the Culture Catch, we're very honored to have one of my favorite singer-songwriters, and I don't say that because you're standing next to me. I mean,
Oh, say it now that you're standing next to me.
Mr. Donovan Lee.
Hi,
Welcome to the
Dusty.
Culture Catch.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be with you.
Yeah. I wonder just right out of the gate why your music still resonates all these years. Some may say it's simple music, but there's something that's so heart-tugging in your lyrics and the way you sing them and the way you approach and your craft.
Well, I'm a master, you know, Dusty, of my craft.
Culture Catch. Culture Catch. Culture Catch.
The sun shining softly through my window today. Nice. Couldn't you talk easy, but I changed my way.
I met Jimi Hendrix. I was probably the first to meet him when he arrived, because Gypsy Dave was dating a Swedish girl, and her best friend was dating Chas Chandler, the bass player of the Animals. And it was the bass player of the Animals that brought Jimmy in from the Village in '67 to London. And when I heard Jimmy that night in the Bag of Nails disco, everybody in London was there. The Beatles, the Stones, the Kinks, the Who, the Hollies, everybody. Because they were invited, because Chas Chandler knew something extraordinary was happening. And Noel Redding on bass and Mitch Miller on drums, and Noel Redding told me, I said, "Did you rehearse?" He said, "No, man." Jimmy said, "No rehearsal. We just plugged in."
Was there anyone that you wanted to collaborate with during the course of your year?
Well, I found it hard to collaborate with my peers, because we are all so very talented. I can say that. For instance, McCartney, when we were really tight in '66, when the world was not as hectic and fame hadn't grabbed us and whooshed us into the starry heavens, we used to sit down. And when I come up with an idea, it would only take 3 seconds, and it would trigger an idea for Paul. When he had an idea, it would trigger an idea for me. And I just wondered, how the hell did Lennon and McCartney ever write together? And I realized they didn't. Basically, they both wrote separately, and they put bits together, or they helped each other complete each other's songs. So I have collaborated with Paul, and so I did fulfill that dream. I'm the only singer-songwriter of my generation, or maybe ever, that's added lyrics to a Beatles song, and it was Yellow Submarine.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, one day Paul came round when I was telling him about these times, and knocked on the door. I said, "Hello, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm writing songs." He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm writing songs too." He said, "Come in." So he sat down and he gave me, I said, "What have you got?" He goes, "Junkie, junkie." He goes, "Eleanor." No, it wasn't Eleanor yet, it was Olana Tunji. Olana Tunji, blowing his mind in the dark with a pipe full of clay. What can you say? Songwriters put any words in to a melody to begin it. So this was Olana Tunji, it had become Eleanor Rigby later. And then I played him something I was doing. And then he played me, he said, I've come round specially because of this song, and you're really good, you know, at writing children's songs. He says, "Here it is," and he gave me Yellow Submarine. And so he started playing it, and he said, "I'm missing 2 lines, and I said, "My God, McCartney, missing 2 lines. Sure, if he fell on the piano, by the time he picked himself up, he'd have written 3 tunes. But there it was. And I felt, oh, quite an honour. I said, "Wait here, Paul." And there were only me and he in my apartment in Maida Vale in London. I went into the bedroom and I came back. And I sang, "Sky of blue and sea of green in a yellow submarine." And he said, "That'll do." And when I was there at the opening of the film, Yellow Submarine, with the whole of London and all of anybody who was there, and when it came on, I went, gosh, I'm really proud of that. Hello. It's called Chinema, and it celebrates Bogey and Bacall. It's got a chorus. Chinema, Chinema, Bogey and Bacall. Chinema, Chinema,
how I love them all. Oh, he's such a private eye, and they always make me sigh. Oh, he wiggle, she wiggle when she walk. She was sexy when she talk. Ginny ma, Ginny ma.
My new collaboration will actually be a dream of working with young filmmakers. I'm here in Sundance to celebrate with the filmmakers the great love affair of music and film. But I also saw the ad agencies are here too. So this fusion of film, internet, television, cable, music, DVD, the whole convergence, I'm really excited about because now it's cheap.
You said the other day that oftentimes movie producers or directors will come to you and say, I'd love to use this song and completely put it out of your mind, because as we know, movies take a year and a half to complete, sometimes longer.
Yeah.
And then are you ever surprised when you're watching a movie and suddenly your song comes up and you say, wow, that really helped the scene or the drama of the moment?
Well, it happened, we're staying in Hollywood in these last few weeks, week and a half, and clicked on, bought a movie called Man of the Year, Robin Williams, and he's candidate for president, and he's walking into the debate, and on comes Hurdy-Gurdy Man, but not just a bit, but a whole verse, you know, and I thought, oh, I remember, a year and a half ago. Yes, films take a long time, and I gladly put my songs in movies, and there isn't 5 weeks that go by where the phone doesn't ring, either for a commercial, or for a movie, or for a television show. And I welcome it all, because in these new media days, the record business promotion of a song is dwarfed by the enormous promotion that the three elements of TV, internet, you guys, commercials, and film can present music to enormous audiences. Then a young fan who would not necessarily turn on to me unless somebody played a song to them, then they put in the word Mellow Yellow. They say, what was that about? Mellow Yellow, that song? That's a great song. And they go into Google and suddenly all my work comes up. And it's great, because then a whole new generation get turned on and follow my songs into something that may help them change their whole view and their life benefits.
I wanted to ask you about collaborating with females. I've always, often when I've heard your voice, I say, I wonder if this female voice would work with you in a harmony or something.
Well, I'm working with my daughter, whose real name is Estrella Celeste, and she's got some new music which she's been working on for a while, which is extraordinary. And I sang with her, as you know, yesterday in Sundance. Marianne Faithfull, with Lelania. Lelania is a cabaret song because I invented the word from Lotte Lenya, the German actress who played that wonderful character in the Threepenny Opera, and of course Marianne is very much now a cabaret artiste. Sarah McLachlan. I love her, and
sure.
So
what's not to love?
Yeah, but then in a wild off the wall sense, and I don't know her name. Evanescence, you know, Evanescence, not Effervescence.
Evanescence, the young gal from Evanescence. What's her name, Aaron?
She's extraordinary. She obviously comes from the folk world, I can tell.
There's a delicateness to her.
She's dramatic as well, this dramatic sound. And so there's a couple.
Urban myth, Paul McCartney singing Quite Rightly. Is that his background vocal? I've read that somewhere.
Yeah, it's a myth. No, Paul came in and joined in the general party. Mellow Yellow, and a few claps and whoops and shrieks. No, it's me doing Quite Rightly, but it's been asked so many times, I think I'm going to change my story. It's Paul singing Quite Rightly.